If you've ever wanted to get wood-fired results in a non-wood-fired kiln, one of the ways you can do it is by using one of these. This is a saia box. It's made out of the same material as a kiln shelf, and they're normally used in amagata kilns, large wood-firing kilns. And the idea is you put small, delicate pieces inside and then stack these boxes up so that when you're putting the wood into the kiln, the pieces aren't in any danger. They're protected by the box. What I do is I put the pieces in and then pack it with charcoal. So the charcoal acts like the wood in a wood-fired kiln. So as you can see, this one here is brand new, but the top part is separate, and it's been used before, probably with one of these. And the reason why you have this separate attachment is if you have a larger pot, this ensures that you can fill up the charcoal all the way. And so you can do larger pots if you have one of these that doesn't have a bottom to it. The advantage of this is you can just as easily take this, put it on a kiln shelf, and now you have a box for smaller pots. You can use little wafers like this to help keep your saia box safe so that if glaze drips, it doesn't drip into the box. These things are pretty difficult to clean. The other thing you can do is if you use wadding on the bottom to keep your piece from sticking to the wafer, that seems to help as well. Sometimes I will take work that's already been glazed and fired, and maybe I want to refire it. In that case, because I know there's no glaze on the bottom, I'm just going to stick it right on the wafer and away we go. Once you've got your saia box filled, you can start packing in the charcoal in and around the pieces. If you put a large piece of charcoal inside a piece, it may not burn off completely, and so then you'll have a tiny little rough spot on the bottom of the bowl. I have found that it's better if you're going to add to just use little tiny pieces and keep the bigger ones for the outsides. When you're ready to go, then you can take the whole box and you stick it in the kiln. It is my experience that you don't fill it up all the way. The charcoal doesn't completely burn off. So this charcoal here, for example, this came from a previous firing. This has already been through the kiln, and I fire to cone 9. So that's well over 2,000 degrees. And as you can see, like, there's still big chunks. So once you've got your pieces in your saia box and you've got some charcoal placed around it the way you want, you're going to take another kiln shelf and use it as a lid. This is going to help create that reduction atmosphere. There are small notches in the saia box itself to allow some air to come in and out. You can also partially put a lid on, so you could leave a gap to allow more air in. The more air you let in, the less reductive the firing will be. It has been my experience that if I fill the saia box with charcoal to the top, the work just comes out black. There's no variance sort of in the texture and the colors of the glaze. Certain glazes do better than others. So some glazes really respond well to the additional ash from the burning charcoal. Some do not. In this case, this particular piece, as you see, it's not round. It's kind of egg-shaped or oval. This is because I had placed a piece of charcoal inside and it pressed against the wall of the pot while it was in the kiln. So it would have been 2000 degrees and very malleable. And just the extra weight of just this little piece of charcoal pushed the edge out and misshapen the pot. These are not cheap. Here in Japan, they go for anywhere from $30 to $100, depending on the shape and size. This particular one here is about 40 bucks. And as you can see, it'll fit a bowl and a couple of cups, and that's about it. If you throw large bowls, you're going to need a bigger box. In this photograph that I took at the Shoji Hamada Museum, you'll notice on the right-hand side of the photo stacks of saia boxes, some square and some are round. The following are just a few examples of pieces I have been able to produce using this saia box method. The first one is from an electric kiln, and the other two are from my gas kiln. The second and third one have a variety of glazes and slips applied to them, so you can get different looks by experimenting. I hope you have found this useful, and I encourage you to try and use a saia box and see what you can produce.